stars, through the airwaves and on the big screen. Coming to you live from Hollywood, it's Rated G Radio with your host, Garrett Miller.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Rated G Radio. We're going to have a fun show tonight. Very popular returning guest, Zoe Niclaus, will be on the line in just a moment. She's a medium, psychic, and transformational healer. If you would like to call in tonight and ask a question, the phone lines are wide open at 323-657-1493. I'm going to open up the Blog Talk chat room here. Oh, there go the phones. I knew what would happen at 7 o'clock. The phones just go nuts. So if I have not screened your call yet, hang tight because we're going to get to all of you, and we are going to do that in just a couple of moments. Zoe's going to start out the program tonight covering, because this is her last appearance for the year. We're going to get her booked into 2016, but it's going to be a couple of weeks, before the new year. So she's going to cover some of the things that we've talked about in her prior appearances earlier in the year, and I'm excited to hear some of the things that she has on deck for that. And then we're going to take your calls. Tonight is a unique show because we're doing not an hour and a half, but somewhere in between. We're going to be a 75-minute show. So we're going to go until about 8:15 Pacific Standard Time. So if you'd like to call in and ask a question, tonight is a perfect night to do so. I will encourage you to do that. So before I bring her on, I want to give you a roadmap of where we've been this week, also a roadmap of where we're going, and a couple of really cool things that I've got on the schedule as well. And then we'll get to the show. Monday we had Dr. Annie Ulrich. She talked about the December energy update. That was fun. If you missed Monday's show, go back and check that out in the archives. Last night we had best-selling author Stephen Michael Shearer. He was on talking about his book called Beautiful, The Life of Hedy Lamarr. And if you have not, or if you're a fan, I should say this, if you're a fan of Hollywood classics, fan of Hollywood history, or just fan of history itself, last night was a real enjoyable experience. I love having authors on who are great authors, and that's usually what we get, but authors who write in a historical context about, like people that we think we know or have some resemblance of remembering because of movies or TV or something like that. Always gets me. And even reading through Stephen's book, I was learning so many new things that were not included in his writings last night. And for me, it was just a huge treat. One of the benefits of having a guest like Stephen on the show, he fills the time. I just say, go! And then the next thing I know, the hour is gone, and it's been like a fun history lesson. So we're going to have him back on for probably a part 2 and a part 3 of talking Hedy Lamarr's exciting life and times, and part of American history, which is changing how you use technology today. Bet you didn't know that. Tonight, of course, we've got Zoe. Tomorrow night, we have Adrienne Blackwell on. I love Adrienne. I love all the things that she does. If you'd like to call in tomorrow night, our show starts a half an hour later. I'm going to tell you why in just a second. But Adrienne Blackwell will be with us tomorrow night as our VIP guest star for an hour show starting at 7:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Phone lines open at 7:15, so call in early to get your call in the call queue so we can get as many calls answered as possible. Prior to that tomorrow, I'm going to be a host on It Matters Radio. You can actually check him out online at itmattersradio.com. They're live every Thursday night at 6 p.m. Pacific Time for an hour, and hosts Monica and Kenneth, who've been on this show talking about their books. They talk books, they talk music, and they have a wide variety of guests, and tomorrow I'm a guest on their show. Now here's the really interesting thing about this. Outside of all the other interviews that I get a chance to do, this is the first one that's going to be done on video. So if you either want to see what I look like or see what a mess I am tomorrow if I've combed my hair or remember to put a shirt on or something like that, tomorrow's the show to do it. ItMattersRadio.com. You follow the links and click, and you can actually watch the show tomorrow night at 6 p.m. Pacific Time before the show starts. Our show starts tomorrow at 7:30. So do that. That'll be super fun. I have no idea what tomorrow's going to have in store, but it's going to be awesome. And then on Friday, we're doing an early Friday night dance party. So it's the Friday dance party with the Humble Grapes out of Brooklyn, New York. They're talking about their new music, including their song appropriately called Brooklyn Bridge. And we'll be taking requests and all kinds of fun stuff like that at 9 a.m. on Friday the 11th. I hope you enjoy that as well. And then just a real quick reminder, we've got 1 week of shows left, folks. That means next week is our last week of live shows for the entire year, and then we're going to take a couple of weeks off so I can work on some other projects and maybe go back to Phoenix and see some relatives and things like that over the holidays. And then we're going to jump right back into the new year on January 4th. So just for those of you who are kind of keeping a little bit of a mental scorecard, there you go. But of course, you can always stay in touch with the show by just clicking the follow button right there on the screen. I think it's in the upper left-hand corner, and you'll get a text and email every day that we're live. We're live 5 days a week. Or you can also download the episodes if you want to listen to it on kind of like a podcast with Apple iTunes, and you can just simply look for Rated G Radio, and you can take me on the go wherever you're going this holiday season. So there we go. Now, without further ado, it is my pleasure and honor to welcome back Miss Zoe Niclaus to Rated G Radio for December. Zoe, how are you, my dear?
Hello, Garrett. I am doing awesome. How are you doing, dear?
I'm excited that you're here.
Right? I know.
Yeah.
I love being here. Yeah. We have so much fun, and I love all of the callers and the questions they have. Absolutely.
I do too, and we've got looks like right now 5 callers on hold. I've got Jenna and Donna, who I've already pre-screened, and I've got 3 more that when we start doing your recap of the year, I'm going to go and screen those callers. But just a real quick reminder to anybody who's listening out there in Radio Land, if you'd like to call in tonight and ask Zoe a question, tonight's your lucky night. There may be some surprises for some lucky callers. That's all I can say. So if you are one of these randomly picked callers tonight, you may get a special surprise from Zoe, and we can't tell you until, you're the magic winner. So I'm just going to tell you that now's a great time to call in, and we'll do that. So Zoe, I'm going to just kind of turn the tables over to you, and is there anything you want to cover before you start doing our recap?
Yeah, I'd like to touch on a couple of things. First of all, it's been an exciting year, Garrett, being invited onto your radio show here, and we have a mutual friend to thank. And if it's okay, I would love to give a shout-out to Miss Airly Brighton. Thank you so much for this wonderful, awesome connection, and I'm excited, Garrett, to continue moving forward with you.
Now, can we just kind of gush on Miss Airly for just a second?
Oh, heavens, yes, I love her.
Okay, because I will tell you, I'm not even sure how Airly and I got connected, but all I can do is say thank you, and whoever connected us, thank you very much. Beautiful in person, angelic voice, and I will tell you, in my humble opinion, this is the person you're going to see in the next 10, 15, 20 years on every single award show, doing sweeps of all of the major awards every year that she does release new music, because her voice is so brilliant and so talented, and she is such a smart young lady that I think she's got an incredibly bright future ahead of her. And so, Airly Brighton, if you're listening tonight, we want to thank you for being the star that you are. And she's been up for some awards in the last few weeks as well, so she's been going to a lot of the award shows for music, and very, very excited and proud to call her friend.
Absolutely, yes. I know that she was at an award show last weekend. I know that the group did when it was for I believe, the video games. So she was a part of something great with that, and she's going to continue to do some great things. She's amazing, absolutely amazing. Yes.
Love it, love it, love it. So, without further ado, how about, because the callers are just starting to line up right now. I'm going to turn the tables over to you. So the ball is in your court. I'm going to go on a secret bat line and start screening some more callers, and I'll come back in a couple of seconds. So have fun in the meantime.
Okay, no problem. Well, one thing I would like to touch base with everybody here is I've been a part of Garrett's program probably since springtime. I don't recall the exact month, April, May, something like that. Springtime is a wonderful time for things to bloom and grow and blossom into something greater. So each month, as I have been a guest on this program, we have addressed all kinds of different aspects of this whole realm, the metaphysical realm. We've done just straight up psychic readings. We have done energy healings. We have grown to be more complicated with more specific work that I do with folks. Last month, we also touched upon numerology. That program was very interesting. It involved everyone's complete birthday, month, day, and year. And although the questions were still posed, the same psychic questions, for example, when will I get a job, when will I meet somebody, and so forth, all answers were created based upon numerology alone. And that was very interesting. And I know that many people are aware of numerology. However, it is entirely different to use numbers alone to provide answers. So that was real exciting. As far as the healing goes, I like to express to people that first and foremost, I am a facilitator for healing. That is my strongest gift. Every other gift follows, of course, behind that. So this is my primary gift. One of the amazing things that I love to share with people are the stories. There are two stories in particular that I enjoy sharing with people. One story happened roughly 3 years ago or so, and one actually happened just in May of this year. So in the world of healing, what we know to be true about healing is that, yes, it does occur. Yes, it does happen. Yes, it too, each individual, it is up to their soul. Do they really feel like they want to heal, that they can heal? Many people run into the issue of unworthiness. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and ask for healing. However, do I really feel worthy? And they end up rejecting their own healing, even though healing is instant. Healing is instant, folks. It's also the process of, does the muggle mind want to interfere and get involved, or will the spirit simply allow the process, allow Source, Creator, God, Jesus the Christ to come in and do and complete the healing? It's amazing. So the first story is the wonderful success, happy story. Most folks like to hear the happy story. A woman came to see me back in May of this year, and she and her husband had been married for several years, and for the last 6 years had been trying to conceive a child. And nothing worked. They tried everything medical. They had every medical test done, all possibilities. Nothing was working. And the interesting thing was they're both perfectly healthy people. There was no medical issues going on whatsoever. So at that time that she and I connected, I was working at a psychic fair. And the woman leading the psychic fair brought her over to me. This woman had never seen a psychic in her life. In fact, her background was strictly military. This woman has fought in wars. She's flown helicopters in war. She teaches women currently at a shooting range how to shoot guns. This woman is a product of the U.S. government, basically. She's trained in all kinds of things, but never to go see a psychic. So here she found herself at a psychic fair, trying to find someone who could help her to see and figure out what might help as far as being able for her and her husband to get pregnant. So she was brought to my table, and she sat down. She explained her story, and she asked me, would it be possible to receive healing? I said, well, absolutely, yes. And she asked, well, how long do you think it will take? And I said, well, about 15 minutes, at which point she didn't know what to think other than the color drained from her face, and I sat there laughing, and then I realized she wasn't quite seeing the humor here. So I simply said, well, let's address some patterns. I said there's some definite patterns of negativity going on from past lives and present life, old beliefs, old patterns. I said, and it could be there's something going on between you and your husband, a past life carryover, that may be affecting this. And if so, let's get rid of that. Let's clear it out. So sure enough, yes, there was. There was a couple of past lives where he had killed her and she had killed him, and It gets to be sort of a similar pattern with everybody, who did what to who killed who for how many cookies, basically. So those patterns were identified and cleared along with the emotion, which, again, 9 times out of 10, it boils down to the issue of unworthiness. So once all of these things were cleared out, I asked Creator to, for everything that is removed in all of my healings, for all that is removed and cleared, I always ask Creator to now fill up these gaps with love, with unconditional love, with forgiveness, and to also provide the individual all knowledge, wisdom, skills, understanding, whatever it is they need to now move forward in a space and place of love and of truth and of the white light. So we did a quick little 15-minute gig, and that was the end of it. The woman took my card, thanked me, and off she went. So 2 months later, she found me. And now this time she found me at a different location at the center that I am based out of here in Puyallup, Washington, Mystical Pathways. And she was so excited. She came in and announced that she was now 7.5 weeks pregnant. Yes, absolutely. The healing had occurred. Her soul accepted this change, as did her husband. And at present time, she's now about 8 weeks out from delivery. So it's very exciting. The baby, he is very healthy, very active. So anyway, that is one example, and of course an ideal, primary, perfect example of how wonderful healing can be. And that's the type of story that folks usually like to know about, learn about, hear about. There's another story that I have from about 3.5 years ago. And this occurred right after I became a theta healer. And in theta healing, it works with the brainwaves, the theta brainwaves. It is the same arena as hypnosis. This is the place where hypnosis takes place. Theta healing focuses upon removing, clearing out old beliefs and replacing those beliefs with usually what we call the direct positive polar opposite. Replaces beliefs with positive stuff, with the stuff that a person will be able to resonate with, which will be palpable to their whole beingness. So anyway, a woman had called me, and this is right after I had set up my website, and she had called, and she was having problems with her romantic partner. It was a boyfriend-girlfriend thing, and there was some specific issues going on, and she asked for a clearing, a healing. So we did some work for about an hour and called it a session, and then about 1.5 hours later, she called and she was crying. And what had happened was that the gentleman that she was interested in, out of nowhere, broke up with her. So she felt saddened, she felt dumped, she didn't know what to do. And she was of the opinion of, well, we just went through this healing. Why did this happen? Why did this happen? And I said, remember that we always include the words, as long as it's for your highest and best. I said, sweetheart, this gentleman was not for your highest and best. There is somebody coming in. And it was a hard space and place to be in, and these things do happen. People will come in. They will consult with me. They'll want healing on similar matters such as this. And when the storyline seems to go a different direction, they're puzzled. They're confused. But you said, and the thing about this is that we always petition for the highest and best. Perhaps the situation or the circumstance was not for your soul's highest and best. So back to this woman and her story. I continue to work with her. She is out of state. She's in another state. And very interesting situation. Single mom with some children and not always in financial straits, you know what I mean? So I simply worked with her because there's still an energy exchange no matter what. So we continued to work together over the next several months, and she was beginning to lose hope that there was somebody out there for her. And somehow, some way, in a funny, universal coincidence, a gentleman contacted her. And long story short, this man lived just 45 minutes from her whole entire life. Yet they happened to meet in under a different circumstance. And one thing led to another, and they're now married. And it's just been the best thing ever. So I love sharing both of these stories because they're not just stories. These are real people, real life with real experiences. And in both of these circumstances, these individuals were seeking help, were seeking healing, were seeking help of some divine spiritual source kind in order to seek resolution. And in both cases, they both, of course, had their own anxiety, their own expectations, not knowing. In the case of the woman who finally really did get pregnant, she had no belief in the metaphysical whatsoever. This, life for her was flying helicopters and being in wars and shooting guns. And the next thing she knew, she's been whopped over the head with this amazing spiritual divination experience. So remember that with the healing and with the readings, especially the readings that we have done here on the radio over the last several months, many of you have asked the questions. Many of you have bared your souls, asked those very difficult questions, or perhaps the very simple questions. In each and every question, there is that heartfelt resonance deep within all of you. And it takes having been on both sides of the table in order to do this work and to really understand these questions, take them seriously, because we are here to help. People like me are here to help and to facilitate, even if it is another perspective. I'm very familiar with several types of modalities. I also work with a very special type of healing vibration. And so it's wonderful to be able to combine all of these resource tools to be able to listen to each person and then also quickly calculate what will be the best resource tool for this particular circumstance. The other thing that does happen as a healer is energy and reading energy. As people talk, as each caller comes on the line and they announce just their first name only, their voice comes through those airwaves. For me, it's nearly an immediate connection. Can already sort of hear what's going on. I can tie into the emotions going on with the person, even the people who simply call from time to time and want to play Let's Test the Psychic. That's okay too, because there's learning in that, not just for myself, but for everyone else as well. So over this past year, we've covered a lot of ground with a lot of people. I always like to teach people something. Last month, we talked about numerology and the power of numbers. We've had the fun times where it's just straight up question, answer, question, answer. So all of this to say, again, I am very grateful and thankful and blessed to have connected with Garrett, to have connected with all of you out there, all of you listeners. The next thing I would like for people to understand with regards to healing and what happens in the healing world is this. After we've asked the questions and we get an answer, after each one of you callers have called in and we get a response, we get the intuition of the situation and express all of the words, etc., and then you hang up the phone and now you're back alone with yourself again. Remember that the reality that we live in This is a perception. It's an illusion. It is within us to co-create the reality that we want. Life does happen, yes, but life, we have the power to help co-create life with God, with Creator, with Source, or with Jesus the Christ. Whatever your belief systems might be, it doesn't matter. The reminder here is to help you think about this. Think about the fact that perhaps you are in the driver's seat, that you've got that extra powerful source with you or behind you or perhaps sitting in the back seat, helping to coach you which way to go. We can create this reality, whatever the reality is that we wish to manifest. We can do this. Remember, too, that the world that we live in, this is an illusion. This is a perception. The life we live every day is our personal perception of what we allow to unfold, okay? All of us choose different things. All of us choose different lessons, different challenges. And here's one for everybody. These lessons and with these challenges, whatever any of us is going through right now, myself included, we have to remember that, you know what? We charted all of these things before we got here. And the beautiful part is coming into the awareness of, oh, wow, I charted this. Okay, I brought this to me. Okay, let's figure this out. What is it that is here for me to learn? What can I take away with me? What is here that is saying, hey, Zoe, it's time to let this go now, okay? This extra weight you're carrying of the burden of unworthiness or not believing in yourself, that's all over with now because guess what? We have something greater. So I'm here to help support all of you, to help facilitate a shift in perception, even if it's at 1/10 of 1 degree. Do you know what that 1/10 of 1 degree does? That shifts your path. Your path changes entirely. If the choice is yours, the choice is always yours. I'm here to help present the information. I'm here to give you information, which I absolutely love to do. And if I could do it my way, I would be doing this 5 nights a week. I absolutely love it. I love it. But at the same time, it's also a place to remember that there is learning here. There is a time to step away and to allow all of you to think about what's been given to you and think about how this can be applied. How can this information be applied? That little bit of perception. And another thing, after the caller gets off the phone with me, guess what? Your life has changed. Why? Not just because you got an answer to the question, but you have been given an opportunity to start shifting your perception, you see. And shifting that perception helps to facilitate you co-creating the new reality. Find your resolution. Do a re-resolve on whatever it is that's going on, no matter how simple, no matter how complicated. All of this is so. With that being said, I would like to do right now just a general healing for everybody. Because why? We're in the Christmas season. We're in the holiday season. Some of you celebrate Christmas. Some of you don't. This is an intense time of year for many people. This time of year actually brings out loneliness, depression, sadness. It elicits many of these emotions. This is, quote unquote, supposed to be a time of a lot of expectations, families, friends, celebration, Christmas presents, big dinners. Well, guess what? That's not everybody's reality. Because why? Again, we all choose our reality. And also, as we progress spiritually, we also gain more information of what is important and what isn't important, what is real, what's not real. So right now, with all of you listeners, I'm going to ask you just to close your eyes for a moment and take a deep breath. And I want you to imagine yourself in the mountains where there's some snow and there's a little log cabin There's a little dim light on in that log cabin. I want you to go into that log cabin. And inside, you're going to find your favorite chair. There's a fire going. There's some soft music playing, Christmas music or classical or Baroque, rock opera, it doesn't matter. Your favorite music is playing. And I want you to sit down in that chair. And I want you to start looking around in the room. Pay attention and see what's on the walls in this room. And as you start looking, you're noticing that on these walls are some of your memories of Christmases gone by, of holidays gone by, of special times with all kinds of emotions. So as you're doing this, just take note of how you're feeling right now. Where is your breathing at right now? And again, take another deep breath. And sit still. And as you're sitting in this favorite chair in this darling little log cabin with the fire going, and it's just you and it's peaceful, perhaps you like no music on, you just like the quiet pulling of the fire going, which is lovely. I want you to close your eyes, and I want you to imagine what would be the most perfect holiday scenario for you. What would be the most perfect Christmas scenario? And again, would it be to be alone in a place of peace like this? Or do you want to be with long-lost family members that are no longer talking with you? Or do you want to be in an inner city, working at a shelter, helping serving dinner on Christmas Day, and sending love out to every ladle of food that you put on their plate? No matter the scenario that you wish to create, what we're looking for here is getting in touch with that love deep within and the love of that Christmas spirit, the Christmas giving, the Christmas receiving. Is it really about Christmas, or is it about the love of Christ? It's about love. What we learned last month about the word love is that in numerology, love is a number 9. What is number 9? It's magical, it's universal, it's brotherhood. It's a collective consciousness. Love connects us to each other. Love, believe it or not, is still what keeps this planet going. In spite of all the wars, in spite of all the conflict, there is still love that is being shared amongst humanity, regardless of how small scale or large scale it is. It's love that connects us together. And so as you're sitting in this chair and you're thinking about love and reflecting on love, I want you to feel that from the inside out, starting with the deep within your heart. I want you to feel it from the top of your head to the tip of your toes. And as you're sitting there in your favorite chair, you hear the crackling of the fire and the music. Just know that this room is filled with love, that you are filled with love, that you're receiving a love bomb right now and beautiful splashes of healing. And when you're ready, I want you to get up out of this chair. Or not. Perhaps you want to just rest there. That's okay too. But when you're ready, you're going to depart the log cabin. And when you open that door to depart the log cabin, you're coming back into this reality right here, right now. And as you come back to this reality, know that your energies are now shifted simply as a result of this healing, simply as a result of being present in this moment and allowing yourself to be and to feel the love in this moment. And know that you will carry this love with you as you move forward, not just through this holiday season, but on into the new year and for the rest of your life. And the choice is always yours. It's always up to you. And for all of you who choose to accept this healing, you are now receiving all knowledge, wisdom, skills, understanding, whatever it is you need right now to continue proceeding forward, to continue living in this new vibration of love, as well as this new vibration of forgiveness. Why forgiveness? We have the purity of love, and with forgiveness, we forgive ourselves. We release all that which no longer serves us. We release this from ourselves and others as well. And again, we wrap this all up in love. And so be it. And welcome back, everybody. Garrett, are you there?
I am. I came back. We still have a ton of callers that I haven't screened, but I wanted to come back and make sure I got in line for the meditation. So thank you very much.
Oh, awesome. You are so welcome. And, with all the callers, first name only, we don't need to do birthdays or anything like that. So.
Oh, okay. So I got everybody's birthday. Okay, so everybody who gave me your birthday, happy birthday sometime this year. So we're just going to do... We're going to do first names only. Okay, so there we go. Also, I want to make sure to remind everybody that Zoe's got a Christmas special, because Christmas can be kind of funky on the 24th, 25th, and 26th with all the stuff that's going on. She's got a great deal that if you go to her website, fill out your 411, and you can book your appointment tonight all the way up, until she gets booked up, which will probably be like tomorrow, so you got to do it now. But you go to her website, fill out your information, and book an appointment for December 24th, 25th, or 26th, and you can have your reading on that one of those days for $1 a minute. Now, starting January 1st, her rates go to $3 a minute, so you're getting a mega super holiday deal. And, let's face it, who doesn't need a little help on, Christmas Eve dealing with, family stuff and things like that? So make sure you go and do that. Zoe, are you ready to take some calls, and I'll go screen some more folks?
Absolutely. Let's do it.
Okay, let's do it. So our first caller tonight is Jenna. And Jenna, you are now live with Zoe. Go ahead, please.
Thank you.
Hello, Jenna. Hello.
Hi, how are you? Hi, how are you?
Very well. How are you, Jenna?
Good, thank you.
Good. What can we do for you here?
I was sitting here thinking about what specifically to ask you, and I guess I don't have a very specific question in mind, except for I feel like I'm going through a lot of transition right now. And I guess I know I can't necessarily ask you generally what's going on, but I guess just what direction as far as, I don't know, just direction of my life as far as career or love or, I don't know.
Sure. Okay. So the first thing I will share with you is this. This is for everybody listening. Right now we have the planet of Saturn in Sagittarius. The planet Saturn is a mover and a shaker, and it forces change. With this being in the sign of Sagittarius, Sagittarius is a fire sign. So for all the changes that we've kind of neglected over the last several years, we are now in a space and time where starting 6 months ago, this will go on for another 2 years, believe it or not, we are now standing in fire. Fire is purification. So the areas of our lives which really need some attention, which really need some change, we are going to find that we are suddenly now being forced. We're getting our little hind ends plopped right in the middle of the fire, and it's the opportunity now to say, okay, yes, I will do this now. Yes, I'll take care of this. What it is called is transformation. And so, Jenna, this is what you are going through. So I do see that in general you have felt a little bit hollow on the inside. The realities that used to be really for sure with you, it's just not sure anymore. So you are being forced to revisit your values. What is important? What's not important? Why is it, for example, that 6 months ago the set of friends you had then has sort of fallen away, or maybe one or two favorite friends have absolutely left your world? You're feeling alone right now, but believe it or not, you've got new people coming in, starting with a couple of really good friends. One in particular is on her way in. Even though you feel you have a good friend now, there's yet another one coming in. The course of your life is changing. The career is going to change for you. Probably in about the next 3 to 6 months, something will shift. Either you get a promotion at work or you go into something entirely different. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yeah. Yes. And so with the area of your career that is undergoing a lot of change right now, and career for you is important, you've had a lot of your identity and priorities highly focused in this area. And so right now you feel like you're being forced to lift your hands off of the counter, so to speak, and you're having to take some steps back to observe. Just know that you're doing exactly what you're supposed to be doing right now. You will be looking around, though, canvassing for work elsewhere, and do have your resume updated if you don't have it updated right now. And in the realm of new people coming to you, you will learn of a different position with another company in a month and a half to 2 months. And go ahead and act on that. Okay?
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Thank you for calling. Take advantage of my special.
Thank you so much.
Thanks,
You're
Jenna.
welcome.
Have a great night. Happy holidays. And by the way, keep in mind, we're picking callers at random for a special surprise tonight from Zoe, so hang tight. You never know when that special is going to come up. Okay, and our next caller is Donna. Donna, you are live with Zoe. Go ahead, please.
Thank you, Garrett. Hi, Zoe. My name is Donna.
Hi, Donna.
Hello. Hi. Yeah, my question is, I wanted to know if a relationship's coming in for me. I would like a committed, loving relationship, and also if you see more money somehow, because I'm not working, but I win things now and then, so that helps me.
Winning is cool. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. And I know that the romance is important to you as well. So let's take a look at that. I believe we have visited this before. And so with the world of romance, you do have romance around you. It's going to be into the new year, which is actually going to be more favorable for you. And Donna, like the previous caller, you are also going through some transformation of your own kind, okay? And so with you going through this transformation right now, with these changes, especially this thing with Saturn and Sagittarius, it's forcing change on us now. And we have this for 2 more years still. So for whatever areas of your life that may have needed attention and so on, you are being asked to pay attention and to address those areas, okay? So with this being said, this is why romance, it might take a little bit longer than you would like, simply because you're going through your own changes right now. And so if you were to meet someone right in this moment, right here, right now, you may not be interested in them 9 months to a year from now. Why? Because your personal evolution is going to continue, whether you want it to continue or not. And so with the changes evolving like that within you, the values that you think you're seeking now are going to change a little bit over time. Do they change considerably? Not necessarily. However, there might be some things that are important to you now, but they may not be important to you later on. However, all that being said, I still feel that you will be meeting another person, 6 to 8 months from now. It's going to be in a casual situation. And, I mean, I don't know if you like to shoot pool or go throw darts or anything like that, but it's going to be in a socially casual type of deal. It might even be dinner at a restaurant or a bar. And anyway, it'll be light. It'll be friendly. It will feel very peaceful, and it'll be fun. And for you, if you're not having fun, it's boring. And that's specifically in the area of romance and relationships. So choose to, when you go out and socialize or whatever it is you do, choose settings that are fun to you. That way you can attract the element, one of the main elements that you are looking for, okay? Because you like to keep things changed up and you like to keep it light at the same time.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, that does make sense. Wonderful. Oh, good.
Good.
forward to the new year. And I'll be calling you to make an appointment for a healing. That's what I'd like to get done.
Absolutely,
Donna,
yes.
I'm going to tell you, you will love it. It will, it's going to change your world.
Oh, wonderful. Okay. I'm going to get back on the computer, and I'll get your website.
Cool.
Okay.
Yeah, just click the link, and it's going to take you right to Zoe's website, which is zoeniclaus.com, which is super easy. And I'm going to say thank you because we're going to go on to the next caller because we've got
Happy holidays to both of you.
Happy holidays. Thank you, Donna, for calling.
Thank you, Donna.
You know what's going to happen with our next caller, Zoe?
I do.
I wish I had a drum roll on my sound clip, but I don't.
We'll create one. There we go.
So,
okay.
Sanithya, you are our lucky caller, our first lucky caller of the night. Congratulations on your life, Zoe.
Congratulations. You will receive 5 free minutes. You will get a free 5-minute reading, and you must go to my website. Just go to zoeniclaus.com, fill out the form, and let me know that you were caller number 3, and we'll go from there. And just list your contact information, and we'll arrange the day, the time, whatever, and we'll give you your reading. And also, with the free 5-minute reading, for those of you who win tonight, this is the cool part, is that if you would like to buy more time, you can buy up to half an hour at $1 a minute. So that it gives you a little bit more freedom. It does not have to be on the dates of December 24 to 26. This can be whenever you like. So there you go.
Thank you. Wow, great.
Yeah, that's exciting. Congratulations.
Thank you. Yay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, I bet you weren't ready for that one, huh?
I really wasn't. I didn't think I was going to win it all.
Well, there you go. Merry Christmas.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Well, so what can I help you with tonight?
Yes, ma'am. Okay, I was just wondering. I'm kind of entertaining about 3 different guys around me, and I was just wondering if I gave you their names, could you tell me which one would, I guess, be the best for me? I mean, I know who I really want, but I'm just kind of I don't know where to go. I'm just having fun, I guess, and I was just wanting a little more insight on the situation.
So you're shopping at the grocery store. Okay. Wonderful. Okay. So first name only. Yes.
My name or the guy's name?
Yeah, the parties you're interested in.
Oh, okay. George, Rashad, and Tyrone.
So the first one to me feels, first of all, his energies feel more sound solid, very astute. I just keep hearing astute. Very clear, very succinct, very logical. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Very firm, very grounded. Looks like a little muscle man in a suit standing there. Okay.
He is.
That's okay. Yeah, but he's very firm, very deliberate, very astute. I just can't emphasize that word enough. Okay. So that's the first one. The second one feels, this one's got a lot of glow and glitter, a little bit more show about him. Nice person, likes to take care of things. And he also is a little bit less grounded. He likes to sort of float out of his body energy-wise. He feels very expanded. He's a people person. Wouldn't surprise me if he is a salesman of some kind or is in contact with the public. Very good with people. That sounds about right?
Yeah, he is very good with people.
The third one is similar to the second one, except more evenly balanced. The third one is almost like a blend of the first and second ones. Does that make sense?
Yep.
knows how to work with people, yet very astute. And it's like, so when you're having fun with him, you're having a lot of fun, and then when, oh my gosh. Yeah, okay. So which one for you? Tell me your first name. Say your first name again for me.
Benethia.
The third one would be fun for you, but there's something about when he gets real logical on you, it kind of throws you backwards a little bit. Like you weren't prepared. Even though you know better, you're never prepared for that. The second one feels fun, and sometimes you look at him like he's airy-fairy. Like, okay. Need you to come back down to earth. There's something that you really like, though, about George.
Mm-hmm.
There's something very solid, because with a person who is that grounded, sometimes it is possible to bring in what we call flexibility. With George, it's possible that he would soften up over time. So for you, I would say it's a choice of the first one or the second one. The third one would be good, but I see where you would get a little frustrated with him.
Mhm.
So, yeah. The second one, though, is the one that's carrying your heart away right now. That's where you're having fun, and you're worried, though, that you're missing out on the grounding. So it's going to be a choice of yours between the first one and the second one. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you want the blend, go for number 3. But there's something off there, to be straight with you. There's something a little bit off about the third one. It's not quite resonating with you. Rashad would be awesome, except you feel like you're going to wake up one day and you're in this fairy tale that you don't know where you landed, and you're going to feel like you want to pack your bags and go back home. George, however, brings a different sense of reality to you, and he's someone that you can plan with, create with, move forward with, because he's pretty sound and structured. So again, your choice, but that's what I get on all 3 of them. So
thank you.
Yeah.
Yay.
Yeah, you're welcome.
I will definitely book an appointment with you this weekend.
Yes. Okay, that sounds awesome. Yes, go
and
to my
I got
website.
the 5 minutes.
Yes, you do. Absolutely.
Awesome. Thanks so much for calling, and congratulations. Happy holidays.
Thank you. You too. Appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
Yeah.
And our next caller is Jennifer. Jennifer, you're live with Zoe. Go ahead, please.
Hi,
Hello.
Jennifer. Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Very well. How are you doing?
I'm okay. I just wonder if you had any messages from Spirit for me.
Okay. Is there someone in particular that you're looking for?
No, just whoever.
Okay. Well, I'll define the whoever for you right now. This is a grandmother.
Mm-hmm.
This is a grandmother on the mother's side.
Mm-hmm.
And let me see, this grandmother this is interesting. We're going back 1 or 2 centuries. She is actually 5 generations back. And she is stepping forward. She's stepping forward in your life right now to help teach you some basics. So the comparison would be this. I want to take you into your kitchen, and you're going to make something, and you want to bake some bread, or you want to just create a recipe, or follow one. This particular great grandmother, however many back that was, this one is stepping forth to teach you about the dynamics of the chemistry of each of the ingredients on how to bake banana bread, for example. So the purpose of her stepping forth then in the big picture is to help you to refine what you're looking at in life, to help you refine. Let's just use job as an example. Let's say you're working and the job is okay, it's not the best thing, it's a little frustrating, now they changed the hours, and the list goes on. What she is here to do is to show you and teach you the inner workings of what the work is really about, what your purpose is really about. It's less about the external stuff, it's more about the internal stuff. She's here to help teach you and show you okay, Jennifer, this is what you need to do. You need to pull this out of yourself. This is a gift that you have. This is what you bring to the table. This is what you are learning from the other people. So she is here to help refine. She's here to help you revisit these areas of your life that you've kind of like X'd off some areas of your life, like, okay, that's just never going to work. Okay, done.
Right.
You exit off the calendar. And she's like, oh, no, we're going to erase that X, and we're going to revisit this. And now we're going to break it down and refine it. So because what she's telling me is that you have a tendency, sort of like another caller we just had, you have a tendency where if something isn't quite fun, if something isn't going to the beat of your drummer, you kind of check out. It's like, okay, well, okay, I'm done with that, so I'm going to do it this way now. And she's here to say, no, we're going back to square one. And she's here to help teach you a different perspective as well. See, in the refining and the breaking down of looking at this, whatever it is that you don't like to do or that you don't want to do, she's here to help separate out all of the pieces and to look at each piece individually and to help teach you, this is why this is important, and now this is why this is important, and so on and so forth. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah, because you like to do things really quick, really fast. You get her done, and then there's fallout, and you're like, and then there's fallout, and you're like, I don't know what happened. No, I got it done. And she's like, no, you got to slow down, you got to breathe, and you have to really look at what you're doing here. So don't be surprised if your thinking changes because, again, with Saturn and Sagittarius forcing change on people now, we're all going through this fire purification thing. Do we like it? Not really. Yeah, no. No, but it is time, and it is time for transformation for everybody. And that's all that's going on. And if you can look at it and use a sense of humor and be comical about it and talk to her out loud. Yeah, talk to her out loud. I mean, she's there with you. Speak in the present moment. Ask her those questions. She'll give you the answers. She will. So that's her purpose, and that is the message, and that's who's here for you right now during this step of your own personal transformation. Okay?
Right. Okay. Thank you.
All right.
Thanks, Jennifer.
You're welcome. Happy holidays.
Bye-bye. You too.
Have
Thanks.
a great night.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. And our next caller is a first-time caller to the show. It's Shruti.
Ooh.
And Shruti, you are live with Zoe. Go ahead, please.
Hello. Thank you for taking my call, and thank you
for
sharing your gift. How are you doing?
Very well. How are you, Trudy?
I'm doing great. Thank you. So my question is like other callers, actually. What's coming up for me in 2016? Anything you're picking up regarding career/finance or romance or moves, anything that might give me better insight.
Okay, so let's see here. Well, we're going to choose just one area.
Yes.
And
one. That is.
We're going to choose career. It's interesting because that seems to be a theme for tonight anyway. So in looking at your career for 2016, first of all, it looks like you've been doing work. Let me see here. You've been doing something or working in the same field for quite a while. Is that true?
A little bit, because it's engineering, but I've been doing like process improvement recently, so there have been changes. I've done project management, things like that. So.
But it's been relatively under the umbrella of the engineering.
Yeah, it's been technology companies, basically.
Okay, excellent.
Corporate,
so, Okay. And what I see happening for 2016 is you're going to still stick with that for a while. Come about July or August, I see you revisiting this whole idea. Like, do I have other options? Do I have other opportunities here that perhaps I'm not seeing or paying attention to? You're going to simply go through your own awareness cycle. You're very tied in. You're very good at what you do. It's not so much that you'd be interested in jumping ship, so to speak, but you're going to find a way. There's going to be an offer made to you of yet a different position. It could be a lateral position or a promotion. In any event, it's going to be a continuation of the upward, moving on up still. There will be a bonus or a raise attached to that by roughly September. Okay, so that does get implemented. And then I don't know why, but going into 2017, it will continue as such. And so on one hand, it will feel like it's very much the same thing. On the other hand, however, you're almost going to be feeling like you've been catapulted into a void, meaning there may not be a lot of change going on for you during that year as far as work goes. It'll just be a lot of the same things. So yeah, keep your eyes and ears open. Just continue nose to the grindstone for right now. Keep doing what you're doing. But I do see in springtime of 16, you're going to start pulling your head up out of the ethers a little bit in terms of less nose to the grindstone and more creativity to see, well, what else is possible here? What else is out there? What else can I do? So that's what it looks
I'm
like
already
for
getting
you.
that inkling right now because I'm thinking about starting a business. I do not know what or where. On one hand, I enjoy my security, where I'm at. But
sure.
I'm thinking there's something more out there. So
there is, because there is a quiet passion that you will be implementing as soon as March. I see March being a platform for that. So take your time, January, February. Go ahead and pursue that thought. The reason you're having that thought is because it is a passion of yours, and it's asking you to pay attention. So start working on that by March. It's kind of like you have a better idea of the basics of it, of how this is going to get launched. And then come late spring, early summer, you're going to have that going on this side, but on a minimal level, because you are still going to keep the steady eddy.
Okay.
Yeah.
That sounds good. Are you picking up anything in what area? Because I'm completely exploring, and I don't have any idea at all. So
whatever your passion is, it's actually unrelated to the current work that you do. And yet at the same time, it's also possible that you may end up doing contract work on the side related to what you do. Okay. But I see that you're very creative and artistic. There's something fun that you'd like to do. But at the same time, with the contract work, it would be more parallel to what you're doing. I do see you taking off, though, in something that is completely unrelated. So
okay, perfect. Thank you. I appreciate that. Have a wonderful evening and rest of the year, and happy New Year.
Yes, Happy New Year. Thank you so much.
Take care.
Thank you, Shruti. Have a good night.
Thank you.
Now, before we get to our next caller, Zoe, why is my dog Bill freaking out tonight? He keeps wanting to come up and jump in my lap whenever you start talking, and this is very unusual for him.
Bill, it's okay. So first of all, let him jump in your lap if it's possible. I don't know if that's possible or not.
As soon as I said that, though, then he's like, I don't need to be in your lap, and he just went over and jumped on the bed. Now he's staring at me.
Hey, well, can I share something? We need to revisit Miss Airily Brighton. She has two beautiful cats, and one of the two, he's the ornery one. He's like the one that's like outside the box and feels the need to run away like outside the front door from time to time. And so I connect with him and just talk to him, and he calms down. And even during this past week, he started kind of knocking on my little telepathic door, asking for some attention. So anyway, she actually called me a day or two ago and said, hey, my cat's actually been really good this week. And I said, yeah, he's been connecting with me. Call me. I've been talking him through whatever is going on to be validated. So in a similar fashion, your dog Bill is sensing the healing. And, with the healing, with these types of energies, especially coming from a place of, source and of love, he's sensing that he's excited and he wants to be a part. And yes, Bill, you are a part of it. You are receiving all of the healing. He just wants to be validated. There you go.
Well, Bill always wants to be validated. It's like, okay, come on. You're very handsome. You're a
Yes.
wonderful dog. Yeah, all of that.
Yes.
Okay. And I think he
yeah.
liked that, so he's very happy now.
Oh, good.
Okay. Are you happy?
Okay.
It's like, yes, Papa, I'm happy. Okay. So
that's funny.
our next caller is going to be a magical number also, because this is, you know what?
Woo! Number 6.
Our next lucky caller. Deb, you are our next lucky caller. Congratulations, you're a winner.
Yay!
Congratulations. You have also won the 5 free minutes. So please go to my website and fill out the contact form. And again, if you wish to buy more time, then it's $1 a minute for up to 30 minutes. So, yes.
Okay.
Yes, please go to my website, and we'll at least arrange the 5 free minutes for you. Yeah.
Okay. Good deal.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
So what can we look at for you here?
I thought about a couple different things. I decided I'll go with if you see somebody coming into my life, that would be for my highest good.
Mhm.
And or if that's not a prominent thing, then another option for you would be to tell me if you see my coworker moving on to something else. So it's up to you, whatever you want to go with.
We're going to change gears here. We're going to look at romance, and I will tell you just on a quick side note here that the coworker is leaving, so this coworker will finally be out of your hair. Does that make sense?
Okay. Yay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. That's finishing its own process right now, so no worries in that area. So this is a time where I would like to ask, what is your birthday?
2/1/60.
Okay. So first of all, you are a life path, or actually, excuse me, a birth force, number 1. And so what that means, so you're probably familiar. So you're a leader, you're a pioneer. I am also birth force number 1. So that's interesting that we're connected. And so we as number 1s, we have no problem doing things on our own. We are naturally leaders. We just go to the beat of our own drummer. And whether we do it alone or with other people, it doesn't matter. We just stay focused. And in some ways, we are very good at letting stuff roll off of our backs. However, as leaders, we also get very concerned, too, about what other people think, because we also we have it within us to make sure that everyone is going to be happy, that they're going to be pleased, and so on. So now in the area of romance, you are an Aquarius, and Aquarius folks are unique because where you are a birth force number 1, Aquarius operates in a very similar fashion. Aquarius is also very universal brotherhood. So when you deal with people, when you look at people as well as romantic partners, you're very universal. If you were to end up single the rest of your life, I'm not saying that you are, but if you were, it actually wouldn't really bother you that much. You'd have concerns, or you may have some dates, whatever. But as an Aquarian, you have bigger fish to fry in your pan. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
you're not sure
I know.
If you have the time. So,
right. I lead a busy life. What do I really have time for it? But yet, sometimes you just think it'd be really nice to have a partner, but we're just very independent people that it's not real important because we are so okay with how we are right now.
Correct. And so now for you are going into January will mark the personal year of number 3 for you. And here's the cool part, number. It's an anchor number. 3 is also joy giver. And so let me see here. So January would be 4. Somewhere either April or June which would be either a number 7 month or a number 9 month, or even July. July is a number 1 month. Somewhere between April and July, don't be surprised if you do meet someone in there. And this is the beauty of looking at this from numerology, because every number represents a specific energy. And with you as a number 1, it wouldn't surprise me if you actually met somebody in July, because that's a number 1 month for you as well. New beginnings, pioneer, not being afraid to go out. August is a number 2. Even numbers are extrovert numbers. So in the month of August, make sure that you're out and about, doing things a little bit on the more social side, because I see that you kind of like to go introverted and do things on your own inside your house, and don't really see a need to leave home unless the refrigerator gets empty. So, but yeah, but anyway, but yeah, just keep that in mind. And just as it was shared with a previous caller from early on, whatever it is that you enjoy, whatever brings you joy in your life, whatever social setting, whether you like to just go to the marina or you like to go to the jazz club, whatever it is, place yourself in those kind of venues, because it is also like-mindedness. So because you like to go to your favorite places, does it mean you'll find a like-minded person? No, there's no guarantees with that, because that part, it just is what it is. You're highly intellectual as well. So the like-mindedness factor for you is far more important, and you want to be able, you're showing me that you like to have real conversations and adult, mature conversations with real adults. It's like, you'd rather not have to serial date. You'd rather just meet a guy and have him be the one. Does that sound about right?
Well,
or meet a person and have them be the one.
I'll say it does, because her call has dropped, so she got disconnected.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry, Deb. I wish you
okay.
were still there. But we're at a point I need to ask you here, because we technically have 2.5 minutes left before the show is over, but we do have more callers. Okay. Should we take one more call, or so you tell me, because I know you're on a time constraint on what we can do. So we'll take our next caller, who is Patty. Patty, you've been waiting the longest, and you are next. Go ahead, please.
Hi. Hello, Zoe.
Hello, Patty.
Calling. Hello.
Yay.
I'm glad, but I feel so grateful. Thank you for taking my call. I'll have a quick question. I'm in the process of selling a piece of property, and we are in the mountains, so it's a ski property, and I just wondered if you could check in and see if you see it selling soon, or that would be great. But whatever you see is all good too.
Yep. I'm just taking a look at that. That's interesting that we did the meditation with a log cabin in the mountains.
I was
How funny is
this
that?
is easy. This is so easy. And I had my dog and the fire. I was totally.
Wow. Yes, it will sell. It's going to take just a little bit longer. First of all, it will sell in 2016. I don't know what it is about the month of July for 2016 that seems to be like the transforming time for everybody. But this place, somewhere between March and May. In fact, it feels like this actually sells in May, believe it or not. So don't get frustrated. Don't, keep yourself up. And remember to call in the highest and best. You want the highest and best buyer for this home. You've put a lot of love and time and energy into it. So just ask God, Source, Creator, to bring in that or higher. And it will happen. But, yes, it is going to sell in 2016. For sure.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. You're welcome. Thanks for calling in.
Okay. Have a good night.
Thanks, Patty. Happy holidays. Well, Zoe.
Yes, Garrett.
Have we reached the time?
Gosh, I guess we have. And this is always so much fun. I just always hate to see it end. You know that?
I do too.
But you know what? It's a continuation. It's a continuation.
It is. Okay, so for everybody we did not get to tonight, I'm really sorry. It's just how it goes sometimes. And that's why we really even extended this show an extra 15 minutes. We could take some more callers. But Zoe has Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous stuff that she needs to take care of tonight, so we need to bid her adieu and end our show. I will tell you, though, if you'd like to schedule an appointment with Zoe, it will change your life. That's a non-paid testimonial, but I tell you, it's absolutely true. There's a link to Zoe's website on the show page. There's her email and her phone number. I'll encourage you to go take advantage of her Christmas special for the 24th, 25th, and 26th. Book your appointment now for that special $1 a minute reading rate. Her rates go up January 1st, so take advantage of that. And Zoe, and we're going to have to figure out, we're going to have to get together offline and figure out what we're doing for our calendar dates next year. And I'll just tell you, we need to get them all scheduled just so it's on the books. And if we need to change it, we need to change it. But I can't wait to have you back. And I know everybody's just, always thrilled when you're on the show.
Well, I'm just so thankful again, and I'll tell you what, let's do one more Christmas surprise. Are you ready?
Yes.
So for every caller that's still holding on the line, 5 free minutes. Get to my website right now. Go sign up.
Okay. So that's Mia,
right now.
Evelyn, and that's Laura. Mia, Evelyn, and Laura, go sign up. You'll get 5 free minutes as a thank you from Zoe. And with that, we will see you live tomorrow night at 7:30 p.m. Phone lines open at 7:15 if you want to call in, and we'll have Adrian Blackwell joining us tomorrow night. Thank you very much, Zoe Niclaus. It's been a pleasure to get to know you this year, and I can't wait. I think I need a Christmas clarification, meaning, get my energy and juju cleared up, so I'm going to call and get an appointment set with you, too. So thank you very much.
Absolutely.
And we'll see everybody live tomorrow night. Thanks again, everybody.
You've been listening to Rated G Radio.